personal video for me. And it goes out mainly to all my brothers and sisters that are still in Islam, because that's the background I come from. Here, let me, well, first, assalamu alaikum. But let me help you understand here. Okay, I wasn't just, casual with this. This was my life. And I've put in time, notwithstanding these. But look here, I've put in time. Came into Islam when I was in my early 20s. And I'm not casual with this. Look at this. And these are not just books I'm showing, just to be showing. If you look at the condition of some of these bindings, I used these books. I studied these books. If you open these up, you'll see all kinds of notes and highlights. Look at this. See this? This is the first set of hadith I ever read. It was a gift to me from an imam here at the, former imam at the local masjid. I have to thank him for that. No, did thank him for that, but that was years ago. This was the first set I read. And I read it in its entirety. I read both volumes, Riyadu Salihin. Of course, I've read the Quran. I've gone through most of these. This is my Quran dictionary. 3 of them front to back, stacked with notes. I made a study of the Arabic language, not for the sake of being able to recite Quran and show off my tajweed, but to get the ilm, the true ilm. I've been through, what was that? The submitter movement was where I started. Then I was brought into Sunni Islam. Then I was brought into Sufism or Sufism. Look at this. Some of you don't even know what this is. Look at that. That is the Sirat Rasul by Ibn Ishaq. That's the oldest sirah. And this is 900 plus pages of small print. I've studied this twice. The first time with one of my teachers. Took me through that. And I've had not many, but I've had several very excellent teachers in Islam and spirituality of, Islam, the and exoteric of Islam. I've known very exalted beings. And for some of them to hear that I had made a change or had embraced is a better way to say my Obara heritage and culture. It made him sad. It made him sad. Look at this. See, this was my focus of study for the past several years. The Ihya al-Ulumuddin, Imam al-Ghazali. All right? I mean, up until maybe 5 months ago, maybe even less than that, I was teaching a class where the minimum requisite was 5 salah a day. Okay, look at this. This is Orad. This is Orad here. And what's in these, I'm not even going to talk about what's in these. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I've spent hours on top of hours in salah. Zikr. Okay? Zikr. This is a strand of 1,000. And I have put in a lot of work on this guy. Sat in the woods alone, me and a fire, meditating and contemplating the Most High. But I think the biggest difference between myself and a lot of the brothers and sisters is that, as you can see, I've been a seeker, as they call it, in the spirituality. And I never settled. I never felt like I had found something. I was always, always seeking the Most High. And that's how I was able to be guided to this. You see, many of us go into Islam, and I understand. I had time in on that. And I took away a lot of good from it, My adab, for one. Any other beautiful people out there who know me for, at least if nothing else, my sincerity. And like I said, this is not to brag or boast. This is just to say that I understand the hesitation when it comes to looking at embracing something new, especially for those of us who are learned, who have put in hours on top of hours on top of hours of the studying, the nafila, tazkiyah, who have deep ties and deep associations. Deuteronomy 28:68. Check it out. Now, that belief in the prophets and belief in all the books of Allah are basic aqidah. Basic aqidah. But how many of us actually go back and read any of the Injil, any of the previous scripture, the Torah, and all through Quran, Al-Kareem, are references to Bani Israel. All through here, Bani Israel, Bani Israel, Bani Israel. Even in Surah Al-Kahf, the people of the cave. Who do you think those people were? They weren't Muslims as you know it, or as I know it in this modern context. They were monotheists of some kind, running to escape the dunya, the ways of society. Oh, those sound like Israelites. Those sound like Hebrews, Obara. So, this is very important because Mount Zion has been found. The call is going out, and it's going out all over the earth for all of the slaves, the former slaves, the children of the former slaves that were spread throughout diaspora. You're all children of the 12 tribes. We are all children of the 12 tribes. So, I only give this to you out of sincerity and love, because there's something, especially for those of us who have made a serious dedication to seeking the wajd Allah, the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? If you're one of those people who made that serious commitment, then you owe it to yourself to at least investigate the previous scripture. Deuteronomy 28:68 is the jump off. It's your starting point. And it's something else. So, honestly, later on, I'm going to ask my wife to do a video with me so I can share how I actually got into this, because, well, to be honest, she's the biggest part of this movement that I found myself swept up in by the Most High. So don't forget that even in the Quran, Isa bin Maryama is referred to as the Messiah. Think about that. Even the Quran refers to that black man of Obara as the Messiah. Okay? I know you've got a lot invested, but I've got several videos. I'm going to come back and talk to y'all some more. I'll come back, talk to y'all some more. I've got several points that were real sticking points for me that helped me really see things with clarity. And they were things within Al-Islam that had always kind of bothered me. And I'm sure for all you serious thinking people, they've bothered you too. Because I've read the history. Look at that. Najib Balaga. A lot of you don't even know what that is. Those are the teachings and writings of Imam Ali, Imam Ali ibn Abu Talib, okay? See that? You know what I'm saying? I've read that in its entirety. You don't even know what's in this. Most of you, they say, oh, that's a Shiite book. This was written by a Sunni. All right? There's things going on. Look. Some of you are going to see that Ibn Arabi and be like, bid'ah shirk. You know what I'm saying? But, look, see this? 405 Hadith Qudsiyah. And so many of us thought there were only 40. You see what I'm saying? So I know the history of this thing. I've been in it just as long as most of you. And this is serious. And if it wasn't serious business, if the soul wasn't something serious to be taken as a matter of life and death, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't waste my breath. I wouldn't waste your time. But since this is so serious, please, for those who haven't just checked it out, Deuteronomy 28:68.